had a really hard time having a consistent physical movement practice. And I was like, why is this so hard? Why do I feel I'm just like clawing up a wall to try to get at this behavior that I know I want? I know I feel good afterwards. This brings me joy. It's good for my physical body. Like, why is it so hard to make this regular? And until when I looked down in the beliefs, I was like, oh, part of me does really want it and is so excited. And part of me still sees it in the old ways that I had difficulty with eating disorders, which is this is punishment. And even though I've healed through those, that part that's like, no, this is punishment. And we don't want to go back to this is punishment anymore. So until I could sit with and contextualize that part and say, hey, we're safe. We're not going to use this as punishment. We're not going to do that. I promise you, like, this is how it's going to be, and really hold space for it, then I was able to have a regular fitness practice. But until I addressed those two conflicting parts, that normal practice would not have happened.
Yeah, I really appreciate you sharing that. And I'm smiling while you're sharing it, Jessica, because very much I struggle as well with keeping consistent, even though, again, logically, you heard me say movement, right? Move my body,
Mhm.
regulate my nervous system. I habitually have avoided discomfort. And it goes back to what I was acknowledging earlier, right? I want freedom. I don't want to do things that are uncomfortable or hard. I want to feel peaceful in my body. And the reality of it is to stress our body isn't necessarily a bad thing. Though what I was modeled in my family was when things were physically uncomfortable, having a mother, again, who struggled mainly with chronic pain, she avoided discomfort in her body. So I too learned, I was modeled, and I have language around all of the possible symptoms, that could be problematic when your heart rate gets up, and all of these reasons why to worry even about creating stress in your body. So then I became the human that embodied habits of avoiding discomfort in my body. So much like you, I have had to expand and teach and even acknowledge compassionately the part of me that doesn't like to feel physically uncomfortable. And that's okay. And I can hold space for the reality that stressing my body little by little consistently over time can help my body deal with more and more stress, not only physically, but emotionally, and can help me, again, returning full circle back, maintain the ability to return back to that grounded responsive space, not only when I'm physically uncomfortable in life, especially when I'm emotionally uncomfortable in life. So again, it's different scenarios, different past factors, though the same reality. There's part of me, again, logically, that knows and has even felt the benefit of learning how to be in my physical body doing hard things. And there's a part of me that doesn't want to have to do that, that doesn't want my body to feel uncomfortable in those ways. So holding space for both of it, acknowledging it, not shaming ourselves for it, then allows us to then make choices. And that's not to say that there aren't some days where I don't do it. And that's okay too, right? I'm not every day consistent on my routine. There's some mornings where I do honor either my body telling me it's tired and doesn't want to do it, or my mind telling me it's tired and I don't want to do it. Though I've created and returned to the habit consistently enough now that I don't worry about never going back again. Because if I commit to being consciously present, and now I've learned that the further away I am from those consistent habits of moving, the more tension I feel, the more irritable I am in my emotions, and the more I'm not able to be calm and grounded and responsive in my life the way that I want to be in my heart. So staying in that conscious awareness lets my day-to-day life, and I just lived this over the holidays. I was sick and I didn't move much. And before long, as I neared into week 2 of not really moving, I felt irritable. I felt agitated. I didn't like how my body felt. So as much as it's so difficult, I'll be the one to say it, to return to things that we've stopped doing for a little bit. I knew in my emotions and in my physical body that doing that actually did make me feel better. Even though I grunted through and hated every second of the first few days of returning, I had been my own proof, as my partner Jenna likes to say. I've given myself enough opportunity to be in my body and feel all the different ways of being, so that in these moments I can use that consciousness to direct my choices. Not because someone told me, right? Not because I read in a book that it was good, because I started to feel agitated in my own self.
That is the power. And that is the authenticity too, right? To really understand what you uniquely need in your body for your nervous system that works for you. That isn't about ego validation, checking in with the world around you to show your social media you did a cool workout. It's really for your own safety, peace, calm, and joy.